Here's a guy who went from Madonna's Who's That Girl to Mamet's Glengarry Glen Ross. James Foley, I don't know what to say about you. Bruce Willis stars as the perfect stranger, or is Halle Berry the perfect stranger? I have no idea, but I don't think it really matters. Much like this movie, and I hate to say it, but it doesn't really matter. I wish I could say I had low expectations, but the first time I heard of this movie, I was seeing it. I like the actors, the sex scenes were mildly erotic, but doesn't it just make you laugh when you see an A-list actor in a Cinemax midnight skin flick? Wait for the unrated DVD. Also out this week is Alfred Hitchcock rolling around in his grave as Disturbia takes Jimmy Stewart out of the wheelchair and under house arrest. It's not that I have anything against remakes, or even remakes of Hitchcock's work. The Man Who Knew Too Much was a remake, but then again Hitchcock was remaking his own movie. So unless DJ Caruso is old Alfred incarnate, then I'm afraid Disturbia is going to have to be filed under shitty hack versions of previously masterfully directed work. With 1998's Psycho, What Lies Beneath, A Perfect Murder, which wasn't really that bad, and 2010's The Birds. Yes, 2010, July, The Birds. Believe it. In Pathfinder, a Viking learns the fine art of basket weaving and builds a temple and begins what will be eventually known as the Church for Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Aqua Teen Hunger Force, movie film for theaters, follows the exploits of a milkshake, burger, some fries, but despite all of America's interest in these characters, the movie doesn't seem to make any money at the theater. Big surprise. Molly Shannon and John C. Reilly star in The Year of the Dog. From School of Rock writer Mike White, who goes on to write a sequel but never gets it produced on account of the title just not generating enough interest. Year of the Dog goes number 2. Can't imagine why. I like it. Good News is Lonely Hearts, and not just on account of Selma Hayek's breasts either. Travolta's too. This is the only film of real merit this week, but you'll not see it because 1, no theaters are playing it within 100 miles of you, and 2, Travolta's breasts. Red Line is not worth mentioning. However, I foresaw that I wrote a line for it anyway, mentioning that it wasn't worth mentioning, and will now admit that yes, I realize the irony. And lastly, Slow Burn, an oddly significant film, and no, not because of the hot Vulcan chick from the most recent Star Trek series. Let me let you in on the future of movies. Certain films are going to be released now theatrically as well as on DVD on the same day. See it the way you want to see it. Still no real way of letting you see a movie the way I do, but never forget the future is always right around the corner. And sometimes it's just waiting to jump out and go boo. Sometimes the future can be a real asshole. That's all this week. I'm Charlie Baker, Cinema Psychic. Still bringing the popcorn? I'm waiting for your mom. I'll foresee you next Friday.
I'm sensing the show is over.